Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my continuation of, I think episode 2? Yes, continuation of episode 2 of Tiny Bunny. Last time we're here with the choice go to Alyssa, the wolf character, or go with Polina. I think I'm gonna go with Polina. I don't know what's gonna happen, so I'm really curious about it. For this outcome, here we go. Snow danced in the air outside the window, following the rhythm of the music that was flowing from around the corner. I jumped off the windowsill and started walking along the hallway, curiosity eating away at me. The half an hour I spent here waiting crawled at snail's pace. I wanted to see Polina again. The music became louder. It streamed out of the half open door at the far end of the corridor. My music taste was limited to Latov, Chef Shuk, the timeless classics, and pop songs I saw on the TV. Along with the music videos that would sometimes be put on tapes as teasers before a movie. But this violin melody captivated me. It felt like a master woodcutter working with delicate wood, a fragile crystal toy, a gust of warm wind. And I pressed my cheek against the doorway. Polina was hiding from me in the far end of the classroom, but the shadow that fell on the wall definitely belonged to a girl with a violin. The movement of her bow was so graceful that I felt like I was getting carried away on the waves of music. My heart broke the barrier of my ribcage and started hopping around. Faster and faster, it jumped on snow piles, gliding between the pines towards the fiery sun above the windfall.
Заскучал?
Got tired of waiting? I was so deep in thought that I didn't hear the approaching footsteps. After bathing in music, Polina felt even more magical.
Да нет, нет.
Oh, no, not really.
Я...
I just...
Я о комиксе своем
I
думал.
was just thinking about my comic. For some unknown reason, I lied.
Ты комиксы рисуешь?
You draw comics?
Да, ну, то есть
Yeah, well, I mean,
планирую рисовать.
I want to draw one.
Ага.
Oh,
И про что твой комикс?
and what will it be about? About the most charming and kind girl that plays the violin, who somehow happened to be in this house of horror.
Про лесу.
About a fox.
Ой, точнее, про
Mean-
говорящих животных, что живут
about-
в лесу и помогают заблудившимся детям вернуться домой.
But talking animals who help children who get lost to return home from the woods.
А потом они
And then they
пляшут в ночи.
dance in the night.
Ого,
Oh,
как интересно.
sounds interesting.
Сам придумал?
Did you come up with it yourself? I lowered my gaze.
Вдохновился, глядя в окно.
I got inspiration from looking out the window. We went on a date with Polina, got an achievement. Nightly vows. We descended to the first floor. I opened the door in front of Polina. Dad told me how essential it is to be a gentleman.
Значит, творческая личность.
So you're an artist, huh?
Я догадывалась, что ты не такой, как все.
Add on to it different.
Особенный.
Special.
Шутишь? Я
Are you joking? Me?
самый обыкновенный.
I'm absolutely average.
Это Семен обыкновенный.
Simeon is the average one.
В смысле, обычный придурок.
An average idiot.
А в тебе живет нечто доброе и пушистое.
And you carry something kind and fluffy inside. Something barked near my leg when we were crossing the schoolyard, interrupting Polina. Hey!
Не бойся, это Жулька.
Don't worry, it's just Julka. I stood on one knee and rubbed the barking dog behind the ear. It was frantically wagging its tail, like it was some sort of propeller. I looked around the yard, trying to find Alyssa. But the fox girl was nowhere to be found, neither in the yard nor on the road.
Брось ее!
Leave it be.
Ты что, она же дикая!
It's just tree, you know.
Клещей еще подцепишь.
What if it has pets? Pests?
Нет, у нее хозяйка
No.
есть.
This one has an owner,
Вроде.
I think. Polina looked at the playful dog with disgust, covering her mouth with a handkerchief.
А у тебя никакой еды не завалялось?
Do you have any food on you?
Кажется, что-то
I
осталось.
think I have something left.
Покормим и пойдем, ладно?
We'll feed it and go, alright? She took out a sandwich out of her bag and threw it to Zilka. The little dog rushed to the banquet, swept away the bread with her nose, and started eating the bologna.
Какая привереда.
What a picky eater.
Ешь все,
Come
давай.
on, eat everything. Polina tugged my sleeve, edging me on.
Ты чего?
Hey, what's wrong? She replied with laughter. The violent girl had literally drawn me out the school gate, stifling laughs into a fist. What the hell? I turned around. Silko followed us with sad eyes as we were leaving. The dog looked especially lonely with the school as the backdrop. Then Polina just stopped laughing. She walked alongside me with a blank stare, completely silent.
Нечего паразитов плодить.
Don't spread pests. Her remark turned out pretty harsh. Was it really the street's fault she had to live in the streets?
Они потом на людей кидаются.
They always attack people later.
Прошлой зимой такая стая чуть дедушку не загрызла.
A pack of these almost killed my grandpa last winter.
Какой кошмар.
That's horrible.
Ему с тех пор не здоровится.
Is he still not feeling well?
Его парализовало.
Paralyzed now.
Он больше никогда
He
не
will never
сможет
be able to
ходить.
walk again. I remember the scary pack of dogs that was chasing me just a while ago.
Мне очень жаль.
I'm sorry.
Ничего.
It's okay. Please show me another enhancing smile, her eyes half closed.
Главное, что мы друг друга
What
поняли.
matters is that we understand each other now. I forgot all about Silko after she said that. Some third graders were throwing snowballs at each other and singing.
Раз, два,
1, 2, time to play with you. Yow? Olya. An image of my sister sitting near the window, bored, looking for me in the twilight, flashed before my eyes. I promised myself that I will go home as soon as I escort Polina.
А что это за песенку малые
What's the
поют?
song the kids are singing?
Уже второй раз за день ее слышу.
The second time I'm hearing it today. We were walking down the main street. Somewhere near a tractor is rumbling, cleaning snowdrifts. Ravens flew across the ashen sky. The flock of blackbirds circled above us like scary crosses that ran away from graves.
Про сову?
Y'all one?
Это считалочка.
It's just a local nursery rhyme.
Мне ее в детстве дедушка
Grandpa
напевал.
used to sing it to me when I was little.
Он интересуется историей края. Много знает про наш фольклор.
He's very knowledgeable about local history and folklore.
И что там за считалочка
And
такая?
what does that rhyme sound like?
Слушай.
Listen. She started walking backwards, facing me and smiling.
Раз, два. Прилети сова.
1, 2, time to play with you.
3, 4, 5. Время поиграть.
3, 4, 5, the owl will arrive.
6 да 6. Дыбом волчья шерсть.
6, and on end, the wolf's grey fur will stand.
7, 8. Бьем копытом озимь.
7, 8, stomp your hoofs and wait.
Для медведя, для лисы.
For the fox and for the bear.
Зайчик кушать принеси.
Bunny, tasty meals prepared. I thought that I already met a fox this morning. Thankfully, I hadn't met any wolves or bears. As I was looking at the girl by my side, I became strangely brave, so I said something
У
unexpected.
тебя красивый голос.
You have a beautiful voice. Polina adjusted her hair, slightly embarrassed.
Спасибо.
Thanks.
И что же, это конец считалочки?
And is that the end of the rhyme?
Принес им заяц покушать или
Did the
нет?
bunny prepare those meals?
Поди узнай.
Who knows?
Спросить не у кого.
Nobody will be able to
Считалочка
tell you
очень
now.
старая.
That's really old.
Древняя даже.
I'd even say ancient.
С ней легенда одна связана.
There's a legend related to it, though.
Если тебе интересно.
Want me to tell you?
Конечно.
Of course.
Тут в тайге раньше племена жили разные.
All sorts of tribes have lived in the Tainga back in the day.
Дедушка говорит, у них была такая инициация. Короче, такой ритуал, когда мальчику наступала пора становиться мужчиной.
Grandpa told me they had this initiate, well, some sort of rite when a boy was ready to become a man. I listened closely. I mean, I was already also really close to that age myself.
Юношу отводили в лес, и он должен был 3 ночи провести там охотясь.
They would lead him into the woods where he need to spend 3 days hunting.
По легенде, один такой юноша ушел в тайгу и пропал.
But there's a legend about a young man who went into Tanga and never returned. I have no idea if I'm pronouncing this correctly, probably not.
А вернулся, когда его перестали искать.
But then suddenly came back when they already stopped looking for him.
Нагрянул в деревню, исцарапанный, грязный.
He was covered in scratches, dirty, cold. I imagine sleeping among the pines and bare layers.
Родные выбежали к нему, а он упал на землю.
His family rushed to help him, but he just felt unconscious.
Привели шамана.
He brought a shaman. They brought a shaman.
Тот осмотрел молодого охотника и помрачнел.
He looked at the young man, and his face became grim.
Сказал, плохи дела.
Told him that he was in a bad shape.
До утра юноша бился в судорогах и повторял эту считалочку.
The young man convulsed until the morning, repeating that rhyme over and over,
Снова, и
over
снова.
and over.
Раз, два, прилети, сова. Будто ему в тайге нашептали.
1, 2, time to play with you, as if Tanga itself was whispering it to him.
А к рассвету он умер.
And when the sun came out, he died.
Только вот шаман сказал, что он и так был мертв, что он мертвым из лесу пришел и мертвыми губами шептал считалочку.
But the shaman said that he was already dead when he returned. He came out of the woods as a living corpse and whispered that rhyme with his dead lips. I froze in fear.
Это точно не ужастик.
Are you sure it's not some horror movie?
Фольклор бывает пострашнее всякого кино, уж поверь.
Folklore can be way scarier than movies, believe me.
Дедушка говорит, что племя то собралось спешно и ушло на юг.
Grandpa said that this tribe just uprooted in a hurry and left to the south.
Они были смелыми,
They must have been brave,
если жили
as
здесь.
they lived here. Polina kicked one of the snow piles with her small boot.
Смелыми и глупыми.
Brave, not but stupid.
Неужели надо мертвецу явиться из лесу, чтобы до людей дошло?
Did they need a corpse to appear from the forest for them to understand?
Дошло что?
Understand what?
Что нужно уезжать отсюда.
That they need to get out of there.
Есть целый мир,
There's the big world,
а есть наш поселок.
and then there's our village.
Мир,
The world. She spread her arms wide.
поселок.
The village. She showed a distance that was almost invisible with her 2 fingers.
Я часто представляю большие
I
города.
often imagine big cities.
Могу часами рассматривать глобус.
I can look at the globe for hours.
Или журналы «Вокруг
Or
света»
at
из библиотеки.
around the world magazines from the library.
Какие же там прекрасные названия.
They have such
Только
pretty
послушай.
names. Just listen.
Рейкьявик,
Reykjavik,
Тель-Авив.
Tel Aviv.
Это же чистейшая музыка,
Music
а
to
не
my
слова.
ears. She starts circling, her eyes shut dreamily. The forest towered before us, touching the low clouds. The road fell into the semi-dark between the trees.
Я бы могла покорить сцену,
Could have conquered the stage,
выступать перед тысячами зрителей.
performing in front of thousands.
А я сцены ужасно боюсь.
And I had stage fright.
Так ты другим возьмешь.
To get famous
Живописью.
another way, by drawing.
У нас-то есть будущее. А что ждет того же Семена?
We both have a future, but what about, say, Semyon?
Ну, станет он еще толще.
He may just get fatter.
Ну,
And
Будет пирожками
he'll be
торговать.
selling piroshki. Piroshki? Piroshki?
ага,
Yeah, meat from dogs.
бочатиной.
We burst out laughing, exercising worry from our minds with light-hearted fun.
Если ему, конечно, доверят пирожки.
If somebody will ever trust him with selling them.
Наверное, ты права.
Oh, you're right.
Он их в один
He
присест
could probably eat a
слопает.
whole lot of them in one go.
Я так и думала, что
Так я тот.
вдвоем в лесу не страшно.
The forest is less scarier when you're not alone. I looked around. The snow was sparkling, reflecting the last rays of the setting sun. My pulse fastened from the thought that we were alone.
Да, ты была права.
Yes, you were right. Oh, there's somebody there. Polina rushed through the fire break.
Не отставай!
Don't fall behind.
Никогда в жизни.
I never fall behind.
Ты знаешь, ты так
You know-
изъясняешься,
The way you speak,
как персонаж с приключенческой
just like a hero
книжки.
from adventure books. Was she complimenting or mocking me? I didn't want to look from the hidden meaning, nor not when we're on such a wonderful walk.
Ну да, я люблю книги.
I mean, I like books.
Ого, читающий мужчина.
A well-read man?
Звучит интригующе.
Intriguing? A man? Really? I got embarrassed and my cheeks turned beet red, but still thankful fate for being able to wander around the forest with Paulina like this. The girl suddenly stopped and staring into the darkened thicket without making a sound, as if waiting for something. I felt uneasy all of a sudden, and then she asked me in a cold voice,
Ты был там?
"Have you been here?
Где? В чаще?
Where, deep in the woods?" Paulina burst out laughing again, shattering my anxious thoughts.
Да нет,
No, silly.
в большом мире.
In the big world.
В городах с музыкальными
In cities with
названиями.
musical names.
А разве Москва музыкальное
Does
название?
Moscow sound musical to you?
Больше похоже на
To me,
кваканье
it
лягушки.
sounds like the croaking of a frog. Paulina froze and looked at me in disbelief.
Ты был
You've been
в Москве?
to Moscow?
Ну да,
Yeah,
в детстве.
when I was little. Paulina's eyes started sparkling.
И какая она?
What is it like?
Ну,
Well,
красивая,
it's beautiful.
шумная,
Noisy.
неоновая.
Neon lights everywhere.
Неоновая.
Neon lights. Felt like she was savoring those words.
А на Красной площади был?
Have you been to the Red Square?
Конечно,
Of course.
она такая
It's
выпуклая.
so bumpy.
И в ЦУМе был, и на ВДНХ.
I've been to some and Vonk too.
Мне больше всего метро понравилось.
I love the metro the most.
Там так пахнет.
Smelled like
Как?
what? She ran up to me, grabbed me by the sleeve, and stared into my eyes with clear interest.
Не могу описать.
I can't describe it.
А нарисовать?
Can you draw it?
Что, запах?
What? A smell?
Великие музыканты
Great
могут
musicians can
сыграть
play smells.
запах.
Не может быть.
You're lying.
Я дам тебе
I'll
кассету.
give you a cassette later. She started twirling in the falling snow again.
Я
I'll
обязательно
definitely go
побываю
to
в Москве.
Moscow,
А главное в Вене.
but first to Vienna,
Вена моя мечта.
my dream,
Это же столица музыки.
capital of music.
Моцарт, Бетховен, Штраус,
Mozart, Beethoven, Strauss,
филармонический оркестр,
Philharmonic Orchestra,
государственная опера.
National Opera.
Я буду выступать, а ты рисовать.
I'll be performing and you drawing. Her enthusiasm spread to me. I want to do something right this moment.
А ты куда хочешь попасть?
And where do you want to go? I sighed and
В
confessed.
Диснейленд.
To Disneyland. I remembered the Finest Hour show again. Only I preferred Call of the Jungle, but I always spend my Mondays in front of the TV. Comfortable tables with numbers on signs, and charming Mr. Siponev at the wheel. And the prizes. Chocolate eggs, video equipment, and the most exciting one, a trip to Disneyland for the winter. My parents promised to take me there to the lands of the mouse, and I believed them at first. Well, maybe they also believed it back then. Now they just reply with silence every time I ask about it. That saddens me to no end. I have just 3 words on my mind in those moments. But you promised. Polina had seemingly read my mind.
Добраться туда проще, чем нам кажется.
Getting there is easier than we think.
Каждый лепит свою судьбу, как хочет.
Everybody has the power to mold their fate. She picked up 2 handfuls of snow. And then, as if she forgot about everything, showed me a sly smile.
А давай снеговика лепить.
Want to make snowman?
Давай.
Sure. When I get back home, I'll make a snowman for Olia too. She'll be so happy. But for now, we're almost done with the first ball, rolling it shoulder to shoulder. Polina was laughing. Locks of her hair fell on her lively face. She was so cute when she blew them away.
Чего у тебя такой маленький шар, Антон?
Why is your ball so small, Anton?
Максимум голова снеговичка.
It only works as a head.
Больше надо.
Make it bigger.
Не ленись.
Don't be lazy. I couldn't remember the last time I had so much fun. Polina swept her now crimson lips.
Ты мечтал когда-нибудь очутиться на другой планете?
Did you ever wish to go to another planet? Something flashed in her eyes when she said that. I couldn't really put my finger on what it was.
И даже в другой вселенной.
To another universe, even. Polina sighed, and what felt like relief.
Тогда ты понимаешь.
Then she'd understand me. Her palms glided across the ball of snow, straightening up any bumps it had. An almost ideal white ball rose up in the middle of the clearing. Then another one popped up. We lifted it up from 2 sides and placed it on the one that served as a foundation. Finally, Polina helped the third ball to get on top of the other 2.
Ставить голову на место – мой конек.
Again, head to the right place as is what I do best.
У тебя морковка случайно
Did
не
you,
завалялась?
by any chance, have a carrot?
Увы.
There was no fear, no worry at this clearing. I became more daring, ran towards the ticket to crack a couple of branches. Pulled up an intertwining windfall, but Polina's voice suddenly awakened me from my delusion.
Антон,
Anton,
там кто-то есть.
someone is standing there. I turned around, puzzled. Polina was looking at me, no, but something behind my back. She stared at it, her brows furrowed. Not a single trace was left of the cheerful atmosphere we had a moment ago.
Полин,
Polina. She slowly raised her hand and pointed at the darkness that was approaching the trees in the distance.
Впереди кто-то
Someone
стоит.
standing there.
Темная сгорбленная
silhouette,
фигура.
see?
Видишь? И ручищами
Rubbing the
сосну
pine
гладит.
with their huge hands. I turned around, directing my eyes where she was pointing to. The area around the dry raspberry bushes was empty.
там никого нет.
There's nothing there.
Оно спряталось
It hid
за деревом.
behind the tree. The collar of my coat felt suffocating. I pulled on it instinctively. I felt a spasm in my stomach. Smiled weakly and asked, hoping for a good answer.
Это что,
Is
шутка?
this a prank? Polina seemingly lost all her words. She just continued staring deep into the endless forest. Bravery check. I thought so. I stepped towards the glossy black trunk, Polina's gaze pushing me in the back. I was trying to muster all my courage, but my inner voice was telling me to stop, to curl into a ball, to play dead even, anything but go there into the radiating darkness. The twilight was sucking me in, limiting my vision. The clearing was a deep well, its walls prohibiting the sunlight from reaching its bottom. I heard the air ring, or was it ringing in my ears? 1 step. 2 steps. I bit my lip to stop myself from screaming if anything happens. There was nobody behind the pine. I sighed and turned back to Polina.
Полина, здесь никого.
Polina, there's nobody.
Ну, здорово, Антошка.
Really? Yo, Antushka. From the darkness behind the pines, just like cavemen from their cave, appeared smirking Semyon with a bunch of his cronies.
Опачки, какая встреча!
And who do we have here?
Очкарик в жопе сарик
Check
на...
out this four-eyed freak. Shriek when the bastard shoved her away from me. They surround me like carnivorous pride, making me step back. Semyon heavy leg blasted through the snowman's belly. The balls we rolled crumbled, became a mushy mess, with just a single broken branch poking out. Polina gasped angrily, almost felt the touch of scalding hatred. The smell of sweat and tobacco attacked my nostrils. The inside of my mouth felt salty, as if I licked a battery.
Полин, не бойся.
Don't be scared, Polina. I shuddered out to hear my own voice. It sounded unnatural, rough, and scary.
Полинка-то чё
Why would
бояться?
be scared?
Лучше за
Worry
себя
about yourself.
беспокойся.
Fatus spit through the gap in his teeth and pushed me so hard that I hit my back against the tree.
Ну как?
Well,
Страшно,
pissed your
мудила.
pants, sucker? I heard Polina's angry voice from behind.
Не трогайте его!
Stay away from him. Would have been better if Polina wasn't around. I wish she wouldn't see me in such a shameful position.
Глядите-ка,
Look at this,
пацаны!
guys.
Девчонка за него заступается!
A girl's defending him.
Ага, циклона!
Yeah, what a fucking wimp.
Ты, сука приезжая, не на того руку поднял.
You fucked with the wrong guy, transfer student. Semyon was moving towards me, readying his fist. In that moment, the other delinquent in track pants made a loud whistle, and the hulking boy lowered his hand. It was unexpected. Seems like Oberon wasn't the leader of this gang. In reality, they were all listening to the boy who was looking like a small cat carnivore with very strong and sharp teeth. They decided against hitting me. They probably wanted to humiliate me in front of the girl first. Damn it.
Слышь, Гондон
Hey,
Батькович,
Faggot Jr.
а это кто?
Who's that?
Еще
Another of
одна
your
подружка.
girlfriends?
Да у тебя тут гарем, на!
This is a fucking harem, huh? Only then I noticed Zolka beside my legs, trembling from the cold, snow plastered all over his fur. They probably ran all the way from the schoolyard, searching for a smell. The delinquent squatted in front of the dog and beckoned it with his hand.
Ой ты, батюшки,
Oh my,
ко мне,
Come here.
сучка блохастая.
flat-written bitch. The others let out nasty laughs. The dog's ear perked up. She started carefully moving closer.
Иди сюда.
Come here.
Иди, дам
I got something
кое-чего.
for you. The dog didn't even have a chance to sniff them when this animal abuser caught it by the ear and kicked it right on the tail so hard it flew into the nearest snowpile, squealing. The whole gang burst out laughing, and my heart got encrusted in ice. Even the birds that were perched up on tree branches let out frightening gauze. Then I noticed something strange. Polina could hardly keep herself from smiling. Does she really hate dogs so much that the skinny guy did amuse her? After locking eyes with me, she changed her jubilant smirk to a thoughtful grimace. Why isn't she running away? I thought in horror. On the edge of my vision, I saw something flash in the illusory twilight of the sleeping forest. Were that just bushes moving their icy branches in the wind?
Ромка, она ж больше срать не сможет.
Look up. I won't be able to shit after this.
Давай теперь я.
Let me kick the fucking thing one more time.
Второй раз ебану, минус на минус даст плюс.
2 negatives will make a positive. But the 3 was already nowhere to be seen.
Чего ты, баран?
What? Are you an idiot?
Втолкуй его на
Go and show
очкарику, где его
the 4 eyes
место.
his place.
Только так, чтобы он понял.
In a way he'll understand.
Ага, за ним кофякна.
Yeah, fucking owes you.
Этот очкарик тебе при всем классе всек.
This web whacked you in front of the whole class.
Да без Б.
Sure thing. Simeon brought a sizable signet ring with some geometric shape carved into it to my face.
Ща, парашник, я тебе этой печаткой так заряжу. Клеймо на всю жизнь останется.
In a moment, I'll hit your faggot face so hard it'll leave a mark for the rest of your life. Where did all my inner strength and bravery go?
Стой!
Stop! A wheezy whisper left my lips, and my head tilted forward, hitting Simeon's fist. Wet sparks flew from my eyes. They're going to gang up on me and beat me up.
Рома! Пусть они прекратят!
Roma, tell him to stop.
Прости, но пацанам надо
Sorry,
по-мужски
but the boys need
побазарить.
to sort this out, man to man.
А тебе в сторонке
And
постоять.
you just stand aside and watch.
Бяша, подсоби.
Usha, give me a hand. Simeon gave me a rough push towards the bastard with the slanting eyes, and he tripped me. I fell on the sharp crust of ice. Feta stepped on my hands, preventing me from getting up. A painful groan escaped my throat.
Слыхали, как заныл?
Did you hear him whimper?
А ты случаем не педик?
Is he actually a faggot or something? I started to lose breath from anger and resentment. The pain was growing. My ear was hot and pulsating pain was shooting through it. Like it was cut off, a ball of nettle was sewed in its place.
Че молчишь, Антошка?
Why so silent, Atoshka?
Отвечай, ты перед?
Come on, tell us. Are you a faggot? At this moment I felt pure, unbridled rage. The amalgamation of my anger. Like the sprouts ink, it rose up from the depths of my mind, filling all my thoughts.
Твари!
Morons!
Знаете,
Did you know
что мой
that my
отец...
dad
Кто-то педик!
is also a fag? Simeon burst out laughing. This became the last straw. Fear and anger were grappling inside me like mad dogs.
Он айкидо занимался! Поняли?
He knows Aikido, got it?
Он еще воевал!
And he's a vet.
Таких, как вы, с закрытыми глазами убивает!
He'll kill the likes of you with his eyes closed.
Я только слово
One
скажу,
word from
он...
me and he'll... Wumka lifted up my arm, stomping my torrent of lies, and made a couple of steps forward. Simeon slowly backed off, giving me opportunity to stand up. Pines were swaying back and forth like solemn gardeners. Did he believe me? Or was he confused by my face, twisted with rage?
Воевал, говоришь?
A vet, you say?
Мой батя тоже
My dad
воевал.
also fought in the war.
В Афгане.
In Afghan.
А твой?
Yours?
И мой.
Mine too.
Да, и в каких
Oh, really?
войсках, интересно?
What force did he serve in? I stumbled, fear chopped at my raged throat and made it bleed.
Да он фуфло
Full of
гонит,
shit,
Ромка!
Rumka.
Бля, будуна!
Sure as fuck.
Думал, меня так просто
You think I'm
развести?
so easy to trick?
Я тебя,
I can
сучонка,
see through all your lies,
насквозь
little
вижу.
bitch. There was a nasty smile on his face now. It didn't bode well for me.
Ты сам
Well,
себе
you've asked for
приговор
it.
подписал.
В школе тебя училка спасла, ну а теперь все.
The teacher saved you at school, but here,
Хана тебе.
you're fucked.
Во-во!
That's right.
Давай, Антошка, Молись, чтобы твой труп по весне нашли, бна.
Pray that they find your dead body come spring, huh?
Сидел бы ниже
If
травы, был
only
бы
you stayed
целочка.
silent. Wouldn't have lost a hair.
Жирного стукнул одно
Hitting
дело.
Fatso is one thing.
Но про Афган пиздеть,
Fucking
где
around
мой
with stuff
батя
like
под
Afghan.
пулями. Долг интернациональный. Вдашьте Марго, блядь.
Yeah, my dad spent hours on the fire in international duty in fucking Dusty Margot.
Сёма, ушатай-ка его.
Giving good pounding, Sarma. The delinquents closed in on me. Again, I ended up in front of Semyon. Blood was pumping in my temples.
Ну, Ромочка, ну
Roma,
хватит!
please, stop them.
Ты уже все доказал!
You've proven your point.
Дай нам уйти!
Let's go.
Ты иди.
You can go anytime.
А мы пока мусор
I will take out
приберем.
the trash in the meantime. What bugged me at that moment wasn't even the humiliation attitude from Momka, but rather how sweet Polina had addressed him. The delinquents were pushing the girl towards the pines. Banshee was swaying back and forth as if whispering something, giving me hope. I gritted my teeth, fighting the thought that I looked silly, and took a boxing stance I often saw in the movies.
Хера ты, Майк Тайсон! на.
What are you, fucking Mike Tyson? This was my first ever fight. I'll remember it for the rest of my life, if I don't kick the bucket, of course. At the edge of my vision, I noticed the darkness right again, as if someone was walking back and forth there. I sensed Roma's claws grab my backpack.
Манатки, Антошка.
Give me your shit, Dushka.
Махаться мешает.
It'll get in the way. I was about to refuse, unwilling to cooperate with the bastard, but then he finished a butterfly knife out of his pocket with one smooth motion, spun it, and as showing off, put the blade to my neck.
Слышь, Фрей, расслабься, а то больно будет.
Hey, easy buddy, I can make it painful. I let out a cloud of steam instead of words. Rumka pulled with all his might and my backpack ended up in his hands. Polina shrieked. Rumka winked at her, as if saying, "Don't worry, I've got this." Calm and relaxed. Insidious smile on his face. He looked into my backpack.
Ты от нас что-то скрываешь, да?
Are you hiding something from us?
У
Some
меня в
rat
школе
stole my
какая-то
school
крыса
shoes.
сменку. Ща поглядим, может это был...
Let me see if it was.
Опачки!
Oh, what's this? Rumka gave me a dubious smile.
Так.
So
А
what do
что
we have
это
here?
у нас здесь?
My texts and notebooks fell in snow. He was holding my backpack in one hand, something weird in the other. It looked like a mask. Roma lifted it high as if showing to someone else, to someone in the treetops, in the twilight among the trees. An old bunny mask. Long, worn out ears, barely visible nose, and whiskers. Mangy fur on the sides. Where did it come from? Who put it there? Simeon laughed.
Новый год уже
It's
прошел,
way past New
мудила.
Year's, moron.
Или ты реально
Oh, you're really a
поехавший?
loony.
Это не мое!
It's not mine.
Да как не твое,
Come, it's not. It was in your
Твое
backpack.
портфель или Далана?
Rumko was watching the scene unfold with an evil smile on his face.
Дикари!
Savages.
Масок раньше не видели!
Is this the first time you see a mask
Таких конченых не видели.
as shitty as this? Yeah.
А знаешь что?
You know what?
Надевай.
Put it on.
Зачем?
Why?
Надевай, говорю.
Because I'm telling you to.
Попрыгаешь перед нами.
You'll hop like a
Красавчик.
bunny for us.
Давай, давай!
Come on.
Или без штанов домой пойдет на.
We'll leave you pantless. Now when Polina's here.
Не надену.
I won't.
Сёма,
Samuel,
надень-ка
put it
на
on
него.
Хе.
Yasha rushed to his friend's side and took the worn-out mask from him with a buffoonish bow. Then he passed it to Semyon, who was already rubbing his hands in anticipation. I looked around the pine woods, as if waiting for help, as if the shadows had written around us wouldn't take pity on me and take my side. Branches looked like arms, twisting in unusual angles. blackened bark was their charred skin, and the darkness was the smoke they produced. I can't run. I won't get away. They'll catch me. And then... No, I won't run. I won't abandon Polina.
Только учти, Сёма,
Let me warn you. Sorry, Ma.
если он скакать не станет,
you won't
ты
help,
сам за него
You'll take his
поскачешь.
place. Got it?
Этот чмошник и не
This piece of shit
станет.
won't.
Да погляди на него, он
Just look at
же
him.
дурик конченый.
He's a total loony.
Этот дурик тебе уже раз в жбан зарядил.
This loony has already smacked you in the face.
Ромка прав.
Guy's right.
Давай,
Come on,
толстый.
fatso. That's it.
Восстанавливай авторитетно.
Fucking dominance.
Или сам у нас запрыгаешь так, что Титяндра отцепится.
Or will make you hop so hard your pick tips will fall off. You must indeed be scared of Romka. Simeon swore silently and glared first at me, then at Polina.
Вот,
Here,
это чтобы масло
fit better this
хорошо
way. He hurled a huge ball of spit on the inside of the plastic bunny and put it close to mine. The spit looked like a squashed spider. Rumka's face twisted, spasmed like a beast, like he wanted Alcimian something, but then he suddenly stopped. Polina covered her face with her hands in terror. Simeon was still close by, a disgusting smirk on his face and a terrible smell coming from his mouth.
Надевай, быра,
Put it on fast,
а ты урою.
or you're dead. The mask almost looked even more disgusting now, yet, despite everything, I felt like it was a chance for salvation. It could become my second skin, if only I was to put it on, if only my face was to touch its bumpy surface. I'm sure the fur will glitter, and the ears will tremble like they're alive. I just need to put it on, and Simeon and his friends will go forever. For some reason, Rumka's disappointment with Simeon made me feel brave. Something was wrong in their crew, some old disagreement. I should cut this old wound open.
Знаешь что, Семен?
You know what, Simeon? My own voice, smooth and determined, was a huge surprise. I stepped forward and calmly proclaimed,
Иди нахуй.
"Fuck off." Felt like the whole world was paused for a second, and then unpaused right away. Simeon's pupils widened, the mask fell out of his meaty hands. It took a whole while to process my words, looking stunned, as if he was trying to solve a difficult math problem. But the answer he got made him mad, judging by the bulging veins on his forehead.
О,
The others just observed the scene silently, waiting for the inevitable payback. I noticed Polina's face stretch in horror.
ты,
You,
ты труп!
you're dead! Simeon launched at me with like a hawk and clawed at my face with his twisted fingers with gnawed fingernails. I threw a kick towards the layer of fat under the coat.
Да, всыпь ему!
Yes, get him! At the same moment, the world became fuzzy. The black trees and the faces of my classmates all blurred.
Мои очки!
My glasses.
Что?
What?
Ничего
see
не
anything without
видишь
them,
без
sucker?
очков, мудила?
He threw up his hands like was holding my glasses toward the sky so I couldn't get to them.
Отдай!
Give them back.
Сейчас же вер...
Give it back, right? I was interrupted by a leaded fist with a sharp segment that hit me in the brow, producing a cracking sound, throwing me to the frozen earth. Circle of blurry faces, dying from disgusted laughter, was marking me, making me want to puke. As soon as I was almost able to catch my breath, a blurry figure rushed towards me. But instead of a new hit, I was offered an outreached hand. I immediately grabbed it, hoping it was Polina, but I soon realized how wrong I was after I felt the sting of dry blisters on the palms. It was Rumka. He helped me stand up.
Правда ничего не видишь?
Can't see anything, for real? His voice sounded compassionate, which surprised me. I squinted, trying to find Polina in the fog before my eyes. She was gathering my things and putting them back in my school bag.
А слышишь, хорошо?
What about your hearing?
А?
Huh? He leaned in close and asked with a voice that was way less friendly.
Слышишь ты хорошо,
Can you
Антошка?
hear me fine, Antushka?
Да.
Yeah. I blinked in bewilderment.
Ну так слушай
Well, now listen
внимательно.
closely. He brushed off my coat and then hit me in the jaw with all his might. My jaw clinked. If my tongue was between my teeth at that moment, I would not be able to be blind, but I would also talk worse than Boyosha. I staggered. The world around me spun like a peg top again. Rumka held me by the elbow, preventing me from falling over. Anton! Boyosha locked her in his arms, preventing her from running to my side.
Это тебе аванс.
Consider this a warning.
Еще раз увижу
If
тебя
I
с
ever see you
Полинкой,
anywhere
хотя
near
бы в
Polina,
метре от нее пеняй
even
на
a meter
себя.
close, I won't let it slide.
Ты понял, а?
Got it?
Да.
Yeah,
Чисто, чтобы закрепить.
and this is to make it stick. His fist landed on my temple. The world turned upside down. It felt like I was falling into the sky, the color of decaying meat. I grabbed the roots to stop myself from tumbling more. My consciousness was drifting on top of the abyss, gliding to its depths like a deflating balloon. And I tried to get up. A blurry silhouette that probably belonged to Polina was fighting back, but two others held her by the hands and dragged her away.
Мы домой тебя проводим, не бойся.
I'll take you home, don't be scared, huh?
Мало ли, какие психи
Who knows what kind of
по
psychos
лесу
roam this forest?
Антоша, пускай отдохнет.
Antosha here should rest for a bit.
Полина!
Rumka's boot met with my face. My hand got twisted, the back of my head hit the ice. My eyes obediently rolled over. The darkness jumped out and took a stance, just to devour me. Tough luck. You overestimated yourself. Not achievement. I turned around, dug my nose into the bedsheets, forced my eyes open with a great difficulty. Painting on the wall, books, and a pile of comic magazines. I felt up my chin, afraid it would respond with sharp pain. My fingers slid across my face to my temples. No bumps, no pain. I sat up blinking in surprise. Fixed my glasses. Studied my hands clean, without any mud on the nails. My school bag was reclined against the table. I heard bits and pieces of a conversation through the door. I was at home, in my bedroom. Did I get here myself? And what about the glasses? Did Simeon return them? Polina maybe? Or an unknown friend? I decided to leave that question for later and looked out the window. The fort had many secrets, and I wasn't in any hurry to reveal them to me. The clock on the nightstand showed 10 a.m. The sun was already above the fields, but it didn't bring any warmth. The ticket moaned from its cracking bones. I went out in the hallway, and the conversation became clearer. Laughter. I haven't heard Mom laugh in so long. In a silent house, among the sneaking shadows. Such an ordinary but dear laughter. I sneaked to the ladder to the lower floor, as if afraid to spoil that moment.
А я ему говорю, комиксы есть? Зайцу своему купить хочу.
And then I asked him, "Do you have any comics? I want to buy some for my bunny."
А он, ваш заяц комиксы читает?
And he goes, "Your rabbit reads comics?" Mom burst out laughing. Olya followed suit.
Ну да, говорю, заяц у меня цирковой.
Well, yeah, tell him. My bunny is well trained. Gosh, you're the best.
А ты сомневалась.
Did you doubt me? Not even for a second. Mom and Dad sitting in the tree. When I entered the kitchen, Mom was kissing Dad in the forehead and she was gently stroking her shoulder. Olya sat between our parents, armed with a fork. Polka-dotted cooking pot emanated a pleasant aroma, even with the lid on.
А вот и он.
Here he is.
Привет, Соня.
Весь в отца.
Hey there, sleepyhead. Took after your father in that. The white canvas of a frosted window behind Mom's back made it look like she was on someone's painting.
Садись, садись, в ногах правды нет.
Come on, sit down. Take a load off your feet.
А завтрак – самое важное для здорового человека.
Breakfast is the most important thing for any healthy person. I sat down, charming smile on my lips. Olya winked at me, and the lamp on the table flickered in unison with her.
Заспанный какой.
You look so sleepy.
Какой есть? Наш родной. В детдом сдавать поздно.
Well, what can you do? He's our child. It's already too late to hand him over to an orphanage. Dad let out a dry laugh to show he was joking. Mom slapped him on the shoulder.
Ой, я голодная,
So hungry.
А мы, думаешь, просто
You think you're the only person who's dripping saliva over here?
Братик, ты так кушать будешь?
Big bro, will you eat like this?
Как?
How? I caught the sparkling gazes of my parents on myself. If I had a camera at that moment, I would have taken a snap so I could always look at those smiles on the photograph. I want this beautiful moment to last forever. The light bulb went out, then came back on. The window glasses shuddered slightly.
Сними маску, сынок. Есть же неудобно.
Take the mask off, son. They'll get in the way of eating.
Какую маску?
What mask? A silly smile got stuck on my face. Dad showed me his sturdy white teeth while looking like piano keys.
Снимай, снимай,
Come on,
заяц.
take it off, bunny. I slid my hand across my cheek. Let out a laugh.
Вы о чем?
What do you mean? The whole family was laughing now, pointing their fingers at me, slapping their knees, and tablecloth. Dad wiped his wet eyes from his knuckles.
Ух, насмешил ты нас.
Well, good job
Ну,
making us
молодец.
laugh, son. Now
А
take off your
теперь
mask,
маску
please.
сними, будь добр.
I touched my face again. My skin felt numb, or went numb.
Но на мне нет
But
маски.
I'm not wearing a mask. Mom fidgeting on her chair. She tilted her head and squinted. The canvas behind her back turned grey and kept getting darker with every passing moment.
Пока не снимешь.
You can't
начни.
start until you take it off.
Но я не могу уже
I can't wait anymore.
Сними маску, не
Take
валяй
off the
дурака.
mask. Stop fooling around. His voice was kind but firm.
Мам, Тоша меня пугает.
Mom, Dosha is scaring me. Chair legs scraped against the floorboards. Olya was moved away from me. She wasn't smiling anymore. Actually, there wasn't a single smile left in the room. If you don't count the cracks in the wall.
Что ты наделал? Твоя сестра плачет.
What have you done? You made your sister cry.
Но
But Olya sobbed, her eyes downcast, sneaking fearful glances at me. Mom slammed her fist on the table, and I almost fell to the floor, along with the chair.
Сын называется.
What
Мы
disgrace of a
веселились,
son.
а тут ты пришел. Испортил все.
We're all having fun, and then you came around and ruined everything. Splashes of saliva flew at me. I turned to Dad, begging him to explain what was going on. Sticky syrup trickled down Dad's beard, falling on his shirt. His eyes were looking in different directions. There was a loud sound in the attic. Water pipes grumbled. The house was alive. Every room was someone's rustling, moving around, breathing it in. The light bulb started flickering like a stroboscope. The faces of my parents disappeared into the darkness, only to appear again moments later. Outside, a tall shadow walked past the window. I was about to jump up and run away, but my body wasn't listening to my commands. My hands just obediently stayed on the table. I was just an onlooker. The lights went out, and I spent 3 heartbeats in complete darkness. Then the bulb flashed with blinding light. 3 masks were looking at me with their gaping eyes. The fox woman, where my mom was just a moment ago. A wolf man at the head of the table. And a bunny girl, my Olia. I couldn't even ask why they wore these strange, scary animal faces. And why the fur on them was moving, as if there was something riding inside the mask, making the paper mache bulge. My tongue didn't listen to the commands my brain sent to it. I could only shift my gaze between the masks, watching the long twisted shadows behind the backs of my family.
Кушать подано!
Bon appetit. She tore off the lid from the pot. A cut off head was lying in the bloody gravy. A pair of glazed eyes was drilling me from the inside the pot. Its mouth was open in silent scream. The head of the pot belonged to me. Blood ran down the agonized face of the cut off head. At the same time, something hot started screaming from my nostrils, scarlet drops falling on the tablecloth.
Ешь!
Eat up. I screamed. I jumped up, my jaw was burning, as were my temples. Kitchen, the beast and animal mask, and the dead head. Everything had disappeared. Everything but the goddamn mask that was haunting me. One of the delinquents put it on me for the laughs. I tore off the bunny face that had already stuck on my face, threw it into the darkness, and realized that I woke up near the crumbled snowman in the forest. Covered in snow, furious needles, without my glasses and with a smashed face. So I blacked out horribly. Pulsating pain seemed like a gift compared to the horrors I just witnessed. I stood up, spitting out blood. The forest seemed like a prison that was keeping me in with its wooden bars, and I didn't know how long I was out. My limbs were numb from the cold, and my pants were soaking wet. I stood alone in a ring of towering trunks, not being able to see anything. Everything around me moved, trembled. My ears went numb from all the rustling. Treetops melted into the darkness of the cosmos. The bushes became empty cells. Those occupants were suddenly set free. Felt like a clawing fang could fly out of that darkness into my stunned face at any moment. I heard a scream somewhere far away.
Антон!
Someone was looking for me, just like that boy that went missing. Tears stung my eyes. The big drop fell from my lashes.
Антон!
The scream was closer now. For the moment, I even believed that I was about to be saved.
Я здесь!
I'm here. The light hit my face. I covered it with my hand. Flashlight ray slid down.
Антон! Вот ты где!
There you are.
Ты совсем сдурел?
Are you out of your mind?
Это вообще как понимать?
What's this all about? My dad walked out from the shadows. I went towards him, hoping that he won't melt. That he's not another trick that my insane mind played on me. He turned out to be real, warm and alive.
Язык проглотил?
Cat, got your tongue?
Я встретил твою одноклассницу на дороге.
I met a girl
Она
from your class on the
сказала-
road. She said. Branches cracked in the distance. I pressed myself against my father's chest, engulfed by fear, and he started looking around, alerted. I spoke in a tone of voice that was much more nervous.
Так, пойдем
Okay,
отсюда
let's get out of
скорее.
here.
Мать узнает, такой нагоняй нам устроит, мало не покажется.
If your mother learns about this, she'll be so mad at us that we'll never forget this day. I reached out for my father, still feeling the chilling embrace of fear. I grabbed his firm hand, felt like quick pulse with my fingertips. Then stood up and wobbled along by my father, following his barely discernible footsteps. Back to civilization, back to light, back to the road where my dad parked his car.
Чтобы дома ни слова, ясно?
Another word about this at home, got it?
Ни единого намека, где я
Don't
тебя
even
нашел.
hint at where I found you.
Да, пап.
Alright, Dad. He was holding my hand as if it was the most precious thing in the world and kept telling me how afraid he is to lose me or Olya. I nodded and moved my legs. Only when we got to the car, Dad noticed my scratches.
Тебя били?
Somebody hurt you? I felt up my cheek.
Подрался.
We got into a fight.
Из-за чего?
Over what?
Из-за девушки.
A girl. Dad replied with a thoughtful nod. I heard the low hum of the engine. My dad wore a fearful expression. It wasn't that sticky fear that paralyzed me in the nightmare though. His fear was noble. Like crystal clear diamond. He opened the glove box and got some napkins out of here.
Драться за девушку? Это правильно.
Fighting for the girl you like is right.
Да, нужно решать конфликт словами, но иногда слова не помогают.
Yes, normally you try to resolve things with words. It's just sometimes words don't work. Dad flashed an encouraging smile at me. Right as he was about to close the glove box, I noticed a handle peeking from under a rug. He was carrying a gun around. My dad, a true intellectual, had a pistol with him, like an action movie hero. Or like an ordinary thug, some voice whispered to me. Planes were flying by in the window. The car's light were struggling against the darkness. The car carried me back home. Dad was cautiously studying me in the back mirror. I was thinking about the gun, about my dreams, and about people in animal masks that pretended to be my parents. And the white snowflakes just kept dancing in the starry sky. Look what the cat dragged in. Mom was going down the stairs, piercing Dad with her trademark glare. Her face showed something between wrath and condescension. Suddenly her gaze shifted to me and stayed for a dangerously long time.
Так, я не поняла.
Yeah, what's this?
Антон, а где очки?
Where are your glasses,
Потерял?
Anton? Did you lose them?
Да в школе поди забыл, простофиля.
This dummy probably just forgot them at school. A venomous pause followed.
Весь в тебя.
He's your son, alright? Dad glared at Mom, and then mischievously winked at me, reminding me of our deal.
Ну ничего, есть
Well.
же запасные. Проживем как-нибудь.
We'll have spare glasses, so we'll manage somehow. My parents stood in silence a bit longer, and then both of them went to their own business. Olya threw herself into my arms before I could even take off my coat.
А я лису видела!
I saw a fox! Surprised again to a shotgun blast. I could only flap my lips in reply. The cup shattered in many little pieces with a loud tang. My mom's legs fell from her hands. Her face was pale and her eyes were glued to the ground. This pause, just a split second, felt like an eternity. Then my mom spoke with disappointment. First it was an owl, now it's a fox. Will you ever get tired of this?
Правда, правда!
But it's true.
Такая пушистая!
She was so fluffy.
Она у забора стояла
Stood
на
on her
задних
back
лапах,
legs.
совсем
Yeah,
как
yeah,
человек.
just like a person.
Она меня позвала, а тут мама вышла, и лиса убежала.
The fox called my name, but then mom came. She fled.
Не было там никакой.
There was no fox.
Не выдумывай.
Stop making things up.
Не подходи к ней.
Don't go near her. If it was necessary, I was ready to shake my sister as if she was a doll made of cloth.
Ты чего, Тоша?
What's wrong, Tosha?
Не подходи, слышишь?
Don't go, you hear me? Mom entered the hallway and gave me a surprised look. I hesitated.
Ну, лиса ведь укусить может.
Well, a fox will bite you. I remember fairy tales where foxes used to kidnap children. I imagine Alyssa liberated carnivores running through the night forest with the dangling sack in her hands.
Это ж была не настоящая лиса.
It wasn't a real fox.
Расскажи ему, Оль.
Tell him, Olia.
Она на 2 ногах ходила, а еще была в платье одета.
Stood on 2 legs, and she wore a dress.
Только она была взаправду.
And she was real.
Видишь?
See? Mom showed us a tired smile, as if it was the only explanation needed. I also forced myself to smile. My smile was like a thin piece of soap, right? Before it dissolved completely on our palm. But when I was left alone with my sister, I whispered,
Еще раз увидишь ее, беги.
"If you see her again, run." Memories about my family and disgusting masks attacked bombarded me like the underhanded blows of my classmates. The furry faces of my family stood before my eyes, their 2D mouths, full of thick saliva. What happened to me? What kind of tricks is my mind playing on me? This bunny mask was real, it just appeared in my school bag out of nowhere, as if I never threw it away in the forest. I shut my eyes and threw the vitamins in my mouth, washed them down with water. Please, stop driving me mad, please. I barely managed to force myself to do homework, but those math problems just refused to be solved. Numbers in my notebook tumbled around and mixed in a whirling dance, sometimes running over the lines. My head became heavy from that pandemonium, and I almost dropped it into the chain of numbers. My eyelids felt like there were tiny weights tied to them, type used in grocery stores. And right at that moment, I surrendered and closed my notebook. The memories of my day started flashing before my eyes. I was in the middle of the stuffy school corridor. I could see the literature classroom from here. The faces of dead classical writers on their portraits. The prim and regal pose of our homeroom teacher, Lilia Pavlovna. And around the corner was her daughter, Katya, a snitch and gossip, eagerly waiting for me.
Эй, новенький.
Hey, transfer student. Transfer student.
Чего тебе, Кать?
What do you want, Katya? She got on her tiptoes and started swinging like while holding her hands behind her back, then asked me with a fake smile on her face.
Скажи, пожалуйста, а чего это тебя к нам перевели?
Can I ask you something? Why did you get transferred here? I might have told the truth about this to Polina. Katya would sell it on the market for 3 kopeckas. It would be the same as printing all my thoughts and hanging them near Vova's picture for everyone to see. So I reverted to an answer I knew by heart.
Это все из-за моих родителей.
That's all because of my parents.
У папы тут новая работа, а мама...
Dad has a new job here. My mom... Katya didn't even listen to me, just rushed toward the perked up ears of her friends, whispering something while stealing glances at me and giggling.
Да, конечно, конечно.
Yeah, right.
Он нас тут совсем за дурачков держит.
He takes us all for fools.
Я вот слыхала, что это все из-за его отца.
I've heard it all because of his father.
Он недавно кому-то крутому дорогу перешел, и теперь они всей своей семейкой в нашем захолустье скрываются.
He crossed the road of some big shot, and now their family is hiding in our remote little village.
Неправда! Ты все врешь!
That's not true, you're lying.
А слышали? Слышали,
Did
как
you
ему
hear?
Бабурин всыпал?
Did you hear how Baburin beat him up?
А этот лишь ручки опустил. Да
All he could do was
глазенки
look.
потупил.
All pathetic and take it.
Прекрати! Ты знаешь, он не один был!
Stop it, you know I wasn't alone.
И будто этого мало.
And if that wasn't enough,
Ходят слухи, что этот чудик повсюду таскает с собой заячью маску.
there are rumors that this weirdo carries a bunny mask with him wherever he goes.
Ой, девочки, ну кто же в своем уме будет такое делать?
Who in their right mind would do something like that, huh, girls?
Ясно, понятно.
I see.
Со
I see.
странностями наш
Or
Антошка.
Atushka must be truly special.
Может, слабоумный.
Maybe he's an autist.
А может,
But what if
и маньяк,
he's a serial killer?
если в его портфеле
I'm sure he'll be
хорошо
able to find an axe in his backpack
там
if
и
you look hard
такое
enough.
отыскать можно.
Or something even worse.
А может, что и похуже. Да-да-да.
Yes, yes, yes.
Замолчи!
Shut up.
Заткнись!
Look at him
Вон
scream,
как
as if something
раскричался-то,
hit me,
будто
bit him.
ужаленный. А зрачки-то, зрачки какие широкие.
His pupils, look how wide they are.
Опять чего доброго с катушек слетит и руки распускать начнет.
I hope he won't go insane and resort to violence again.
Не зря же его мать с таблетками пичкает.
I mean, there must be a reason his mom always feeds him those pills, right? He stood there, just stood there in confusion, trying in vain to understand how she found out about my medicine. And what scared me even more was the possibility that her nonsense had some truth mixed in.
Да-да,
Yeah, that's right.
он такой же ненормальный, как и его сестрица.
He's as insane as his little sister.
Представляете, к этой сумасшедшей дурочке каждую ночь прилетает сова ростом с человека.
Can you imagine that she says a human-sized owl visits her every night?
Да-да,
Yes,
только что-то ее никто из здоровых людей не
but not a
видел.
single healthy person has seen it.
А этот наивный простак ей верит.
And this simpleton believes her.
Нет,
Can you imagine
ну
that?
вы представьте.
Then I caught a single kind look from a smirking crowd.
Как же так, Антон?
How can it be, Anton?
Неужели действительно тебе не здоровится?
Are you unwell?
Полина, послушай меня!
Please listen to me.
Как же.
Yeah, right.
Не слушай этого болтуна, Полиночка.
Don't listen to this liar.
Свистит он, что в Москве бывал, как пить дать.
He's probably never even been to Moscow.
Это ничтожество даже постоять за себя не
This
может.
loser can't even stand up for himself.
А при случае и за тебя не заступится.
I won't be able to defend you if it comes down to it.
Бросит, думая, как бы только самому по шее
He'll
не
run away to
схлопотать.
protect his own skin.
Слабак.
Weakling. Polina slouched, as if someone kicked her in the stomach, and then burst out in tears and fell to the dirty floor, wailing and screaming. Why, Anton? Why? I couldn't understand her reaction, but I still rushed to Polina's side before getting shoved violently by Katya.
Убери от нее
Get
свои
your paws
лапы,
off her, you
чудовище!
monster. Rage was building up under the veil of my fear. It slowly rose from the cloudy mist. I felt my upper lip lift, creep up, showing my teeth.
То, что твой отец бьет мать, еще не дает тебе права поднимать руку на девушку.
The fact that your father beats your mother doesn't give you the right to do the same to girls. My fists became hammers, and I couldn't unclench them. Nobody can speak about my family like that. I came to my senses when I already lunged at the angry Katya. He went nuts.
Слетел-таки!
Nuts.
Слетел! Спасите! Помогите! Петров с катушек слетел!
Petra went completely insane. At the same moment, the crowd around her became louder and started whistling and roaring and roaring. The subtle silhouettes of my schoolmates became larger, wider. They shot up upwards toward the ceiling, turned into giant black forests, chock full of 2D faces. I shrank to a tiny ball of fur and started shaking in fear before the might of Ulcer, wooden trunks that belonged to either trees or humans. It was impossible to tell.
Вот ты и показал свое животное нутро.
So you're finally showing your animal nature.
Трус!
Coward. Katja's face was twisted. With jubilation and ecstasy. Anton. Why? No. Why did you do this to me? Polina screamed about choking on her ears.
Он!
He is just
Животное!
an animal,
Чужак!
an outsider. Scary flapping of wings came from the forest. A pair of giant white ears descended somewhere from above, and I dug myself into them.
Пожалуйста!
Please, wake up. I jumped up, almost falling out of bed. Apparently, I was thrashing around for hours on the sweat-soaked sheets. Olya's scream pulled me out, set me free from the tentacles of fear.
Антон! Пожалуйста! Вставай!
Wake up! Wake up! Dipped my eyes a little while to focus on the silhouette near the window. Olya's voice was distant, and my head was still ringing after the fight. Sounds got distorted, as if my ears were scuffed with cotton. My sister, as distressed as ever, just kept on repeating the same phrase.
Сова! Сова!
The owl! The owl!
Пожалуйста!
Please!
Я боюсь!
I'm scared.
Боюсь!
The tears poured on my heart like boiling water, but I was almost thankful for the owl's appearance. Otherwise, the scary Olya wouldn't have woken me up. Wait a minute, Olya.
Хочешь, я тебе Мурзилку почитаю?
Want me to read Milzilka for you?
Подожди.
Give me... I placed my bare heels on the cold floor. Felt around for my glasses. Remembered Semyon, his underhand act and sight.
Антон!
Anton,
Пожалуйста!
please,
Пожалуйста! Посмотри!
look. She couldn't tear her eyes out the window, as if it was a staring contest. I found the light switch with my hand. The light poured bright light all over me. I got up. My vision fooled me, moving the window closer only to push it farther the next moment. My sister was just a blurry spot. I took a hesitant step forward.
Оль,
Olya?
что там?
What's there?
Что-то случилось?
What happened?
Ты хочешь, чтобы я открыл шторы?
You want me to open the curtains? No, please don't.
Там же...
The owl is there. The voice was coming from behind. Tough. I turned around and froze from terror. Teary-eyed Olya stood in the doorway.
Кем? С кем ты разговаривал,
Who are you talking to right now? She stared at me with eyes that were red from crying, with her hands wrapped around her shoulders. Her voice was nervous, as if she was afraid to hear my answer.
Я разговаривал с тобой. С тем, кто
I was
притворился
talking to
тобой.
you, to someone who pretended to be you. The ledge outside my window creaked, ominously, as if something huge was sitting on top of it. And the thing that pretended to be Olya started spreading, changing shape, and grew to scary heights under the light of the carnivorous moon. Come closer. Come here. The voice didn't belong to my sister anymore. The thing that was hiding under my curtains got tired of pretending, making me look like a fool. I pinched myself as hard as I could, hoping that the silhouette near the window was just a continuation of my nightmare, a hallucination brought upon by the cursed house, and those don't bite, do they? The silhouette was towering before me under the veil of mist. I heard Olya's shrill scream when someone had knocked on the window.
Она пришла за
came to get us. Another knock. I stepped back into the middle of the room, as if there were existing hooks where I could hide from this horror. The sound was sharp, metallic. The lamp started shimmering and suddenly lighted the whole room and went out, like a candle in the strong wind. The filament inside it snapped with a ringing sound. The darkness was waiting for that exact moment, poured from all the angles and enveloped us. There was only this window left in the whole universe. Moonlight poured through it, painting everything the color of bones that were exhumed from a crypt. Olia started squealing and pressed herself into my back, seeking protection. And then an eye, burning with a carnivorous fire, stared at us from the window. No, it wasn't trying to break the window. It was toying with us. It just kept on knocking, driving us mad. As if a giant clock was measuring the time left for us, its pendulum swinging above the abyss.
Уходи! Убирайся! Пошла прочь!
She was screaming in desperation, her hands clutching my arms like a pair of pincers. I could barely make out a pair of wings that spread out above the black spot.
Скажи ей, Антон!
Tell her, Anton.
Скажи, что я больше не буду себя
Tell her
плохо
that I won't
вести.
be a bad girl anymore.
Никогда!
Never again.
Только пусть она уйдет!
I just wanted to leave.
Пожалуйста!
The moonlight suddenly disappeared and the room descended into darkness. We couldn't see the burning eye anymore. It swallowed the stingy lump that was stuck in my throat. I stepped towards the curtains, entranced by the call of this disfigured guest.
Не буду, не буду, не буду, не буду!
Olia was standing behind me, mumbling, I'll be good, I'll be good. The bleak window was creeping closer. Curtains rustled. I reached out to move them aside so I could look my fear in the eye. At that moment I heard noise coming from our parents' bedroom. Without thinking, I pulled the curtain to the side in one swing. Nothing. Though there was something shining on the edge, on the ledge, among the scattered feathers. My glasses. The ones that Semyon took from me. How did they get here? Was that a gift from the gurgling night? Did that owl really bring them here? I looked at the front yard. Foreboding clearing. Treaty forest. Not a soul, not a trace of our late night guest. Only the old lamppost, dreaming like a lone watchman among the snowy desert. The dry window frame creaked. Throw away the installation tape and the stripes of glued newspaper. Opened the window with big trouble. Frost pinned me with little needles. The painting on my walls moved from the draft. I touched my glasses, sure they would melt in my hands. But they were real. My brain was scrambling for an explanation. Semyon and his gang just pulled a prank on me? That was it. That's it. A smooth white blanket was glittering under the street lamps just outside our yard. If anybody was to get close to the house, to climb the pipe to the ledge of my window, they would surely leave footprints. There were none. I cautiously took my glasses. My wrist was still intact. Nobody pulled me into darkness, full of restless breathing.
Вы почему не спите?
Why aren't you in bed? The sweet from surprise always fell out of the window.
Совсем сдурели?
Are you out of your mind?
Жарко, что ли?
Did it feel hot in here?
Не болели давно?
You want to catch cold?
Там сова была! Тоша ее прогнал!
Yeah, I was here. Tosha chased it away.
А ну-ка марш спать к
Go
себе
to
в
your room
комнату.
immediately and get in your bed.
А с тобой?
And you... Mom paused, directing her seething eyes at me. She was thinking of a punishment equivalent to my crime. In the end, she just waved her hand, took Olia by the shoulder and left, throwing gloomy words my way.
Завтра поговорим.
We'll talk tomorrow. I managed to get her frame back in place with a couple of hits pressed in the latches with all the strength my fingers could muster. The cold left the room, but the fear was still present. I placed my glasses on my nose and started studying my reflection in the window. It didn't look like a face, more like a dead mask. Just like the one worn by the boy from the notice board. That night, I was on the edge of joining him there. The black and white face was staring at me through the clearing between student heads. And it wasn't Vova, his face was right beside it. I recognized the fat cheeks, the damaged skin. Simeon. Balbur's photo was printed out and placed on the glass, like an exhibition piece. Episode 3 on End, the Wolves agree for Will Stand. And with this, I'm gonna stop it here for this episode. That was the end of episode 2, very long one, indeed. And yeah, thank you very much for listening. Hope you enjoyed. I'm really enjoying it till now. That is like more like the horrors coming into it. Really good writing till now. Really enjoying it. And yeah, looking forward to start episode 3 as well. I don't know if I will do this in several parts or just in one big upload. I will see. I will have to check how long episode 3 actually is. But I'll see. Maybe I'll do it in several parts or in just one go. We'll see that later. But anyway, this was the end of episode 2. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.